Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Brest is a very modern city, but it does have historical significance. There are museums to see, castles, and a very modern bridge. The cruise port itself is in the middle of a very industrial area, and because of safety reasons, the port will not allow you to walk anywhere on the premises. So they have provided a free shuttle that will pick you up at the ship and take you into town. The problem with this is it's like a tender port in that you're going to have to get tickets to get on that shuttle. And it starts early and you've got people with priority and all that kind of thing. So if you are doing your own excursion here in Brest, you probably need to schedule it for at least an hour after your actual arrival time. By the time you get your party down, pick up your tickets, and then they begin to disembark by group numbers, by ticket group numbers, you could be down the line a little bit. The bus ride into town is about 15 minutes, so it's not a super quick, it's just not a super quick process, and it's a little bit like ship tendering. We had been in port for an hour and a half, and they just called group 18 and 19, and those folks are heading off the gangway and down to go get on their buses. There are some little tourist shops right on the way that will offer tours. In many ways, the buses are a convenience, and it's nice to have them, and it's really nice that you don't have to pay for the transportation into the city, but there is that element of needing to wait and get tickets, so that could set your day off just a little bit. It does also mean that you need to return to the drop-off spot in time to catch the last shuttle back to the ship. The port will provide a free shuttle that will take you from the port into the city center. But this industrial port is not far from the city center. The bus will take you and deliver you into the city, and as you leave the port, you'll see signs that this is the second largest naval base in all of France. They also do a tremendous amount of sea research and other scientific study. This is a center of research and technology for France. As this harbor once housed a submarine fabrication and center for the Germans during World War II, it was bombed heavily by the Allies, and most of the city was completely decimated. So pretty much everything you see in Brest is going to be new, and it was relatively quickly rebuilt in the 1950s using predominantly concrete and some granite. But the few remaining monuments are visible as you're leaving the port and very accessible once you get into the city. Once a center for military and naval industrialization, Brest has really transformed itself, and the economy is now predominantly fueled by the service industry. Brest is also home to a major university, as well as a number of very elite specialization schools, particularly in science, technology, and the Naval Academy. Brest is a city of hills and cliffs. In fact, the name Brest may indeed come from the Celtic word Briggs, which means hills. It is the third largest city in Bretagne, or Brittany, and this region was owned by the British from the mid to late 1300s. It was assigned to the French crown in the late 1400s when the daughter of Anne of Brittany married the son of the Prince of France. The population is about 150,000 people, and because it has this coastal climate, it tends to be a little bit cooler here in the summer than it might be in other parts of France, and you do get a little bit more rain than you might get in other parts of France as well. We've been here on both rainy and sunny days, and let's be fair, you can enjoy it in all kinds of weather. If you're on a ship's tour, your bus will pick you up directly at the port. Otherwise, you will take the port's free shuttle into town. The bus will drop you off in a plaza, and it doesn't appear that there's anything there, but you're not far from the places where you might want to go. There is a tourist office that's about a 5-minute walk away. You can walk downhill to get to the castle, which houses the Naval Museum, and you'll also, from there, be able to get to the Bridge de Recouvert and the Tour Tongoy and the Hotel de Ville, which is the city hall. At the bus stop, there is a small map, but you can also pick up a tourist map that will help you get around town. The buses ran every 15 to 20 minutes, and we did not have a wait to get on to get back at all. During the month of April, Brest gets a beautiful springtime. We had cherry blossoms in bloom. Flowers were growing out of the stone walls, and we had gardens along beautiful pathways all along the coastal pavilions. In the Middle Ages, the Château de Brest, or the Castle of Brest, defined its history. But in the 1600s, Richelieu made it a military harbor. And now the castle is home to the Marine Museum. The Maritime Museum is housed in the old castle here in Brest, where they will take you on 400 years of maritime history. During the spring, summer, and fall, the museum is open from 10 a.m. until 6:30, although they won't let you in after 5:30. There is a €10 entrance fee, and they are in partnership with Oceanopolis, so you may be able to get a deal if you buy tickets to both of those areas. It appears that the castle's been rebuilt, would you say?
Portions of it. I mean, some of these walls are the original walls for sure. You can see behind us the two towers in lighter limestone. I would imagine that this was a portal or gate, and it looks like it was damaged or could have just fell into disuse and had to be repaired, but those look rebuilt.
And you've got the Pont de Recouvert, which is just right on the other side of these walls. The Pont Recouvert straddles the Penfield River, which splits Brest in half. This is a vertical lift bridge. It replaces a swinging bridge that was destroyed during World War II, and this was rebuilt in 1954. And when it was opened, it was the largest vertical lift bridge in Europe. The bridge connects the Rue de Siam and Brest proper on the right with Recouvrance, the neighborhood, on the left. In 2012, the city replaced their old trolley system with a new tram system, and the tram goes across the bridge, connecting the west and the northeast over 9 miles of line. And immediately across the bridge is another one of the historic buildings that continues to stand. The Tour of Tongoy now houses a museum of the history of Brest. The Rue de Siam is on the train line, and it is also just off of the bridge. This is a great shopping street and offers wonderful restaurants, bars, cafes, and a great outdoor environment. The train line in Brest has the distinction of being trilingual. They speak French, English, and Breton. Breton is a specific language to the region of Bretagne, in which Brest sits. Though spoken widely throughout the region, it was not necessarily spoken in Brest, but that is slowly changing as elementary schools are now offering the language in school, and the movement to maintain the language strengthens. Cunyaman is a Breton-style bread. It's round and sweet, full of butter and sugar. And our French friend Delphine, who is from Bretagne, suggested we try them at Tête en Bruns. But you will find bistros, bakeries, tea shops, cafes, and restaurants throughout the city, and they have a lively vibe, excellent food, and are a great way to get out of the rain. And for the price of a cup of tea, you can also use a restroom. But the best part of my tea was actually this little treat that came with it. Tiny, but perfect. The Hotel de Ville, its fountain front yard, is also an architectural icon in the city's center. Before heading back to the shuttle, we had an incredibly great beer tasting. trying local breweries in the social club at La Palme, and you can watch that video on our Brews and Views channel, where you'll meet Pierre, our bartender, and see how we judged 4 varietals from 2 local breweries. Shuttles back to the port ran regularly. We did not have to wait for one at all as it neared closer to the time to be back on board. If your cruise ship is stopping in Brest, we know you'll enjoy the day. We hope this tour helped give you some idea of how to get around and what things you need to get to.